Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Surprise, surprise. We're here again. I'm Travis Snell.
I am the What's Going On Taylor Field.
I actually almost said I'm Taylor Field. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm Travis. So we were literally about, if you tuned in our last episode of Star Wars Cantina Conversations, this is a new show. We were about to record that, so look out for that in the next coming days, one a month, or go to Patreon. We'll have some up there. We were about to do that, and then I literally got a notification on my phone about what we're about to talk about right now. So, yeah, and this is going to be just a quick one, just some thoughts. We were here, we thought may as well throw a track down, or a podcast down, a track down. We're not a band. We're not, come on, let's throw a track down, bruh. So, yeah, I got a notification on my phone that it says Harley Quinn and Joker movie in the works. I've not read the article. I've read it very, very minorly. So I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to ask you a couple questions, Taylor, and then we're going to have it back and forth as we usually do, you know? This is the headline, which this is what I mean. DC's always doing stuff that makes me confused, but I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Crazy Stupid Love filmmakers to write and direct Harley Quinn movie. Jared Leto and Margot Robbie are due to reprise their roles as DC's most popular villains. Yeah, okay, I'll give it them. Glenn Ficarra and John Racura, no idea, but the people that did Crazy Stupid Love and This Is Us, which do you watch that on TV?
This Is Us?
Yeah.
It's a TV show?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, I thought you would. The duo are in final negotiations to write and direct an untitled movie centering on Batman villains Joker and Harley Quinn. Okay, they're due to reprise their role, yada yada yada. And insiders say that the plan is for the feature to go after the studio makes a sequel to Suicide Squad. The latter is in development, fast track out to directors. But the Joker and Harley Quinn movie is also moving fast. The studio has to contend with actors holding agreements, say sources. So I think that's contracts and whatnot. The film is described as a criminal love story, according to one source, featuring two murdering maniacs who are the cornerstone of the Batman mythos. Additionally, the project falls within Warner's main line of movies based on DC properties that includes the current movies released. They just list them all from Man of Steel to now. Okay, so it just was talking. Now the rest of the article is just talking about like the news that happened. Oh my God!
What?
Oh fuck! Now there's this Hollywood Reporter breaking: Ben Affleck will not star in the Batman. What is happening? The fucking roof is falling off. Oh my God! We didn't even plan this. Oh jeez Louise. Oh, okay, hang on. Okay, before we get into Ben Affleck, because I haven't pulled up the article, what do you think about this? Because it was announced, yet not announced, but these are all speculation and rumor, because I'm going to get your thoughts on this, and then I'll pull the Batman stuff. So yesterday it says Jared Leto's coming back for Suicide Squad 2, which Robbie is as well. Then they said he's going Gotham City Sirens, which Robbie is as well. This is a Joker and Harley Quinn movie with Robbie and him as well. How do, like, this thing, people can accuse Marvel of, like, overkilling with Iron Man. No. Like, this is getting, like, this is getting beyond the realm. Like, even Batman's not in this much stuff. Like, he maybe is with Batman, v Superman, Justice League, and Squad, but these sound like movies that they're not even going to have, like, cameos, that they're going to be main things about. Like, and I think you liked Suicide Squad a lot. I can't remember, I think you were fine with Jared Leto's Joker. Like, you didn't love it, but you didn't hate it like the rest of us. You liked Harley Quinn. So how does this movie sound to you? And just the whole package of these three together. And the last thing I'll say before you go, I imagine we're going to get them pretty close together. Even that article, it says Suicide Squad is happening, and then right after is going to be this movie. So what do you think, like, what is your take on all this?
Okay, well, Suicide Squad 2, a small cameo from Jared Leto, sure, that's granted, you know, it's got Harley Quinn, obviously. Gotham City Sirens, no Joker, don't throw him in there, don't feel like he should be.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, it's the Poison Ivy,
Catwoman, yeah.
and Harley Quinn, you know, just focus on them. If you want to throw Joker into all these movies so much and put his face and everything, just give him his own damn movie for fudge sakes.
Well, don't you think that's kind of what the Joker and Harley movie is, though, kind of? Like, that's the Joker movie. Well, the Joker is getting his own movie, though, too, remember?
Oh, yeah, whatever that's going to be. I mean, I don't know.
So you feel that it is too much, right?
I feel like it's too much. I mean, like...
And you said if out of the three, if you had to pick one, you'd say Gotham City Sirens take him out, and he could do Squad 2 and Joker and Harley. My question is, do you think this is... They say it comes after Squad 2. Do you think this is a sequel or a prequel? Because this is just me being selfish. I felt like we had talked about this with Squad. One of the biggest problems was they just threw us into the Joker and Harley relationship. Like, we saw little bits of how they got together. Like, for me, selfishly, I'd love this to be a prequel about how it started and maybe like a road trip movie. Or do you think this will be some sort of follow-up to Squad 2? Like, I could almost see it Squad 2. I think Joker is going to be the villain this time. They're fighting and they get back together at the end of Squad 2, and the Joker and Harley movies, like, them officially, like, back together.
I'd hate to see something we've already seen like that. I mean, it's been there, done that, you know? If they want to pull the Wonder Woman route and be, like, a prequel / origin story, then, you know, that's cool. Like, Harley Quinn kind of doing her thing again, where she's fantasizing, or maybe she's reminiscing. Or
I don't want that weird Jared Leto Joker. Did you know he had, because he shaved his eyebrows, he had to paste eyebrows onto his face?
Why did he shave his eyebrows?
Because the Joker doesn't have eyebrows, remember in the movie? Yeah.
That's kind of, okay. Yeah, okay. But, you know, I mean, I like Crazy Stupid Love. It's an awesome movie. So, you know, if they were working on this as, like, a romance criminal movie, I mean, that'll kind of be cool. Like, the whole part of, at least in Suicide Squad, where it was Harley Quinn and Joker driving down in his Joke-mobile or whatever, and it was cool, you know, seeing it from their perspective, these two crazy star-crossed lovers who are killers and everything, and you said the Batman probably wouldn't be in it?
In Joker and Harley?
Yeah.
They say there's no mention of Batman whatsoever, and who knows what's happening with Batman as of right now. I'm looking at some stuff, but I don't think he would be in it.
Okay, because then it'll be interesting to see if it's just the two of them, because even Suicide Squad, I mean, Ben Affleck made his cameo. And
you had a lot more other people in there too, right?
Yeah, so...
So I guess my take would be, I think... Actually, before I go, have you seen Crazy Stupid Love? If so, did you like it?
It's one of my favorites.
So how do you feel about that paired with Joker and Harley Quinn? Because that's to me the asterisk of, I feel like this movie's not needed if they're in all the others. But I go, I really, really like Crazy Stupid Love. That's one of my favorite rom-coms. So that's the same thing, like, I don't think we need this movie, but then I see them, I'm like, I don't know, I'm willing to give it a shot. You know, like, how do you feel about them as a choice for this? My only thing is, they're good at the romantic stuff, but they're not, Joker and Harley's not like a clear-cut rom-com. You know, like, there's gonna be some they're crazy. So, like, Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling were not crazy in that movie. They're just a couple in love, right? So they can do the love part right. I just don't know if they can do, like, the dramatic part. Maybe this movie won't be that dramatic, but...
I feel like this movie should be dramatic. It's gonna have drama written all over it. Too fudged up.
But fighting drama or relationship drama? I'm sure they can do that. They just gotta heighten it, I guess, for being two crazy people, right?
I don't really know what they'll do for, like, fighting drama, but, like, relationship-wise, absolutely. I mean, I think, they nailed the romantic part and everything in Crazy Stupid Love. As I said, like, it's one of my favorite rom-com movies, and I mean, I'm very excited to see. That's what really has me interested to see what they do with this, especially because they get to add their romantic kind of twist to it. But then the, like, insane action, maybe even the comedic part. I don't know. Like, I feel like Joker and Harley Quinn have that very specific kind of dark sense of humor and comedy. So I feel like you really need to really change your kind of take on comedy in that sense, from doing, like, a romantic, upbeat, happy one to these guys are fudged beyond belief, dark humor one.
We're gonna live chat. I'll get to you in a second. We're about to get to the Affleck stuff. We literally did not. It broke as we were. We were just supposed to talk about the Harley Quinn Joker stuff. I'll quickly put my 2 cents with this, and we'll get into that.
They're on the ball. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna spread like wildfire on the internet. I've already seen. I'm trying to collect the right articles. If someone can find, this is something in the live chat right now. If you can find the exact Hollywood Reporter article, put that in the live chat so I can click on it. I have external links. Every time I click on the source, it's taking me to somewhere else. So if you can find the actual initial article, let me know. But if not, I have stuff that'll work. So with Joker and Harley Quinn, I like the idea of these directors. That's great. My thing is, if I had a way to do this, I would take both Joker and Harley Quinn out of Suicide Squad 2. I know Harley Quinn's a tough sell for Suicide Squad 2 because she was in the team, but I feel like that's a movie where you can plug in different people and spin them off. Like, I think as long as you have I think Will Smith is still a big enough star that he could carry that on his own, and you wouldn't have to worry. Like, Margot Robbie's good, but if you add enough good actors in there or characters, people will give it a pass. So I think that and Joker being the villain, I don't think you need to do. And with Gotham City Sirens, I think Joker can kind of make a cameo, but I think it should just be primarily her. My worry is, remember during Comic-Con weekend, we heard that rumor that they're making a Joker v. Harley movie? Is this the same thing? And that's the thing, is this going to be a movie, if it is a kind of a fun, love, crazy road trip, is it going to be something where they're at odds fighting each other? And my thing is, if you take this movie by itself, I'm really excited for it. It's just the fact that we've already heard that, okay, we're getting them in Suicide Squad 2 and Gotham City Sirens, and this now. That's the thing, you look at Iron Man, he is, right now, like he was in Civil War, and he was in Spider-Man, and he'll be in Avengers. But the biggest thing is, we also don't have an Iron Man 4 happening right now. You know, like, they're using him in times when we're kind of missing him. We don't have his own solo adventure, so it makes sense he can pop up. I think even though Joker and Harley Quinn are huge mainstream hits right now, especially Harley Quinn, her cousin, especially Harley Quinn, I think they said like it'd be Squad 2, Joker and Harley movie, and then maybe Gotham City Sirens. Like I said, I could see those happening all within 5 years, and I think that's too much. Like, I never think people get superhero fatigue, but I think people get like regular, like just Harley Quinn and Joker fatigue, you know? So
I don't know, it feels kind of like DC fatigue at this point.
Well, the thing is, they have they've announced a lot of these movies, but they haven't actually happened yet, right? So I don't know what to think about this, really. I think it won't let you post the link in the chat. There's something going on. They don't want us to read it. But yeah, and the other thing is, I'll watch these because I love Harley Quinn. I'm definitely not looking forward to 3 movies with Jared Leto's Joker. That's tough watch for me. Too much hunka. That's too much hunka. Yeah, like this was something I was like, oh, maybe he won't. See, okay, they've confirmed he's done. Okay, so that's the Joker and Harley Quinn stuff. I'm never gonna get too excited with a Jared Leto Joker, but I am someone that think you could spin it into something good. This is too much. Too many movies, 3 movies all at once they don't sound like they're gonna be cameos. They sound like they're gonna be main attractions. That's too much. They need to pump the brakes. They need to stop one of them. And for some reason, I think Gotham City Sirens could be the one that gets bumped because Suicide Squad 2 is a sequel, and a Joker Harley Quinn movie makes sense. Gotham City Sirens may happen down the line. I don't know, but I don't think Jared Leto and even Harley Quinn should be in all these. Okay, now let's get about Ben Affleck because people are talking about this in the live chat. So let me try and find, because I found things from Heroic Hollywood and Batman News. So let's see. The Hollywood Reporter is reporting Matt Reeves' upcoming film, The Batman, will not be set in the same universe as Justice League. The new film will also have another actor donning the cape. So this is the thing now. I want to find out. People are working on this right now to 100% figure out in our live chat. I feel like we have interns, you know. But how does this strike you right away? We're going to talk about this on Monday in the GeekVerse episode, and we won't get too in depth into it. Plus, we'll get in depth, but a different topic. There's going to be other people there. So, what is your initial thoughts on, just before we get to Ben Affleck, just a Batman movie now? We've heard this Joker movie that's happening now. Origin story, not going to be set in the universe. It's going to be like an Elseworld, like a one-off. What do you feel? And you can talk about the Joker origin too. What do you feel about now? I'm still trying to find official word and everything. But let's just play devil's advocate. It's confirmed 100% this is happening. What do you feel about this, like a Batman movie not being set in this universe? From what I'm seeing, it's not even that it's going to be about Ben Affleck as a younger Batman before Ben Affleck. Like, this is completely by itself. What do you think about just that? Not even Ben Affleck, just a Batman movie off on its own.
You know,
Cedric House says, I can already feel the salt coming from the DC fanboys after this. Oh, 100%. And before you go, this is something I am getting so fucking sick and tired of. That there was rumors and reports that, hey, Ben Affleck might not direct the Batman. And everyone's like, this can't happen. He loves the Batman. He wants to do it. And then he didn't direct the Batman. He said, oh, I'm going to direct it. Then 2 weeks later, he said, I'm not directing it. It was the same thing with this. When at Comic-Con, I believed him. I was like, I believe him. He seems like a good guy. This could be something different, but everybody just thought, like, everyone was just like, oh, he's for sure starring in the Batman. You know, like, you can look at some of our YouTube comments. No, you're wrong. Like, 100%, he's for sure is the Batman. Like, he wants to be in Matt Reeves' Batman. And I was hoping. It was more just being optimistic. But this is the thing. You cannot believe it until the thing's fucking filming nowadays with DC. Marvel's a well-oiled machine. With DC, who knows? Same thing with all these Joker and Harley Quinn movies. I have no idea if any of these are even going to happen. But that's the thing. People need to not get so fired up. These are regular people. They can lie, or they can. Maybe he didn't know. Maybe this was the plan and it changed. You go ahead. I'm still trying to find everything about this.
You know, I'm a one Batman kind of guy. So
see, now people are saying that the reporter said, okay, Boris Kit, you can write that Batman won't star in the Batman and then delete the line with any explanation. What happened? So I'm wondering what the fuck is going on here. So you continue. This is super strange.
Yeah. I'm a one Batman kind of guy. You know, after watching the Dark Knight trilogy, it took me a long time. I wasn't even ready for Ben Affleck as Batman. Like, it took me a long time just I'm still not over it. And, so now...
Really?
I'm not, no. And now they're throwing in another Batman on top of the Batman we already got. You know, that's just... that's interesting. And I'm wondering, are they going for, like, the Flashpoint, like, different universe kind of thing?
This...
or...
Well, if this to me... Well, there's two things. This... They say it's not set in the Justice League universe. Now, to clarify, Flashpoint can travel in different universes and switch stuff up, but I take this as that this is just going to be its own thing by itself. Like, this is going to be like if DC put out, like, it's like what the TV shows are. You know how there's like a Flash TV show and the movie TV show and different actors, different cast? That's what this Batman movie sounds like to me, that they are, it's going to be completely by itself, like a Nolan thing, just like Batman alone, no Justice League, no this, no that, no Jared Leto Joker.
So we could get a new Joker.
Well, this is the thing. I said this to Liam today. We could end up in a few years having 3 Jokers. We could have Jared Leto, we could have this origin Joker, and we could have this Matt Reeves Batman Joker. So continue on just your thoughts on, without, let's say it's not Flashpoint. It's not a, hey, we're trying to recast Ben. Let's just say Ben stays as... I don't even know if... So let's leave Ben out for a second, because that's a complicated issue. It's just a movie. It's like a TV show. It's just on their own. How do you feel about that as, like, you as a viewer, but then how do you think that it will do success-wise? Because this has been a big thing. People wondering if people are going to be confused, if it's too much. I don't know. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, the people are going to get... People will get confused. I guarantee it. We see that all the time with other movies and stuff when they dump certain characters out there. And this, like, oh, here's Batman, but how many people, how do you promote that? Like, oh, here is the Batman, it is not with Ben Affleck, and people are going to be like, oh, but where's Jared Leto and stuff in the Justice League? No
one's saying where's Jared Leto. They're saying, oh, good, Jared Leto's not here, I'll see this movie.
But, yeah, you know, it's going to create confusion. But that being said, I would like to see it, actually, probably more than I'd like to see Ben Affleck in these movies. Don't get me wrong, I think Ben Affleck is a great Batman, but I feel the way he was introduced wasn't the greatest.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have tackled that a lot better, and I feel like, you know, I love Batman, like, his origin story, like, in in Batman Begins, and if that's what they're gonna go for, kind of this, with his own kind of journey. I
think they can do a journey. I don't know if you do a straight up origin story again, though. You know, it's kind of like Spider-Man Homecoming. Everyone's like, oh, I don't need to see Uncle Ben die. We've seen, even in BVS, we saw Bruce Wayne's parents get shot. You know, like, I think they should do just dropping in when he's younger and just already Batman. Like, they can I think the way they did Ben Affleck was good as far as, hey, he's already been Batman, he's been Batman for this long. I think the problem was for me, we just never got to find out what happened in his past, like with the dead Robin, or why did he start killing people. Like, they would say just little itty-bitty hints, but like, from the movies we've gone so far, we've had no explanation whatsoever of how he's like this. So I think they could do that and then just explain it. I think no matter what in a Batman movie, you're going to see some Waynes get shot. That's just tradition, you know? In Star Wars, you see a lightsaber. In Batman, you see a couple Waynes get shot, you know? That's the way it goes. Cedric House, I'm glad, or who is this? Perseus Westbrooks, I'm glad you like Leto's Joker. I talked about this with the Batman Greg in our live chat right now. That's great you do. He's a fucking abysmal character and an abysmal actor. I'm sorry. But you know what? That's the thing. We can feel that way and still be friends. So now, So this thing, you said things are confused, and Kyle and Liam backed you in this, because I talked about that. I said, man, we could live in a world where we're going to have 2 Batmans and 3 Jokers, and they said people will get really fucking confused. My thing was, one, I think people are less dumb nowadays. I think people are, after the MCU especially, I think they've been trained now to know what a crossover is. You know, you look at people... Every year, it seems like more and more people are staying after the end credits in, like, Marvel movies, because they know something's coming. And even that, you weren't there for Logan, but a bunch of people stayed for Logan. It was like, oh, like, everyone's like, no end credits, like, anything like that. They've trained them. It's like a dog. They've trained them, like, okay, this is, we're going to crossover. This is what this is. I think this could be the new thing of them training people, like, hey, we have a big universe movie, but we also like to do these side spin-off, yeah, why did I confuse myself? I said spin-off right. These spin-off projects, and that's the thing. All it takes is for your mom to say, hey, what is the difference with this Batman? You know what you have to say? Oh, they're doing another Batman movie? It's just something, a solo venture on his own.
She won't pick up on that, though.
No, but if you, no. But if, no, she won't pick up on that. But if she said, hey, Taylor, what's the deal with this? And you said, it's a Batman movie without Ben Affleck, and it's a solo thing. It has nothing to do with the other movies. Your mom does taxes. Your mom raised you. She's a smart enough woman to figure it out. If she can tie her shoes, if you can tie your shoes, anyone can figure it out. And even if they can't, I was the biggest proponent of Rogue One. You can go back, I was like, man, I was that mad fanboy. Man, none of the trailers say Before A New Hope. None of the trailers say it's a prequel. They're not saying it's Rey. They're not saying there's no crawl. Like, people are going to be confused. And honestly, someone from me did say, hey, is that Rey? But all it took was the person beside him go, no, this is a different character. Oh, and they didn't ask again. I still think it should have had a crawl, but the thing was, and someone said, oh, that's Star Wars. That's true, but that movie still went on to make $1 billion. It didn't matter that people didn't know 100% it was before a prequel, or it was a prequel. People didn't matter if it was Rey. Most people, my mom's gonna be like, oh, even if I say, oh, this is a different movie, that's confusing, but if it's a good movie, people are gonna go and see it, don't you think? Like, if people are raving about it, like a Logan or a Wonder Woman, like, let's say that Wonder Woman movie, that has no ties to Justice League, really, right? Let's say if everything was happening with Justice League and Wonder Woman wasn't in it, and that Wonder Woman movie came out, you think it would have been any less successful? Like, that movie's huge, and I think because it's so good and so unique, the same way as Logan, like, it's radar and so unique like Deadpool, I think, yeah, there'll be a little confusion at the beginning, but all you need to do is sit your mom down and talk a little bit, and she'll get it, and then we'll move along, you know? Like, I think it's confusing for a little bit, but I think you can get past it, you know? It's the same way as, like, it's weird, but in soap operas or TV shows, actors get replaced, actors get spin-offs, things like that. Like, I think it's not too hard, and at the end of the day, if they're that dumb, they're just going to sit down and enjoy a Batman movie that's good, right? I've said a lot. What do you think about this?
You know, you made a lot of good points.
Mm.
The Rogue One is a very strong point, but at the end of the day, it's not a Force Awakens or a Star Wars 7 standalone film on its own with different characters.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, if I didn't tell my mom that Rogue One was a prequel, then she would have believed her friends when they were wondering, like, where does this take place? Like, they didn't know. So, I feel it's just, you know, what you said, like, people, if it's a good movie, they'll enjoy it, it'll make the money, and that's great. I totally agree. But I feel like, at the same time, people should go to a movie kind of knowing what they're in for, or, like, go to a movie, give it your money because, like, you support it and you understand, like, what it's about, and I hope that happens with this Batman movie. I surely do if it comes out. But at the end of the day, for me, I feel like, you know, people have already watched 2, maybe it'll be soon 3, I don't know, whatever, with Ben Affleck as Batman. And then this other Batman movie comes out, all with new characters, different Batman. That's
different
the thing.
Alfred. Different
Alfred. And they're going to wonder, okay, like, oh, it's the different actors and everything, but what is going on? It's just going to... When you have one Batman and you drop another Batman, that's the confusion.
So what if, let's say, because there's been all this talk about Ben Affleck maybe being done, yada yada yada. What happens if even they recast Ben Affleck in the DCEU Batman? What happens if they use Batman in those movies just for crossovers, just to interact with the Justice League? That's the way I could also see it working, that, hey, these Matt Reeves Batman movies are him dealing with the Riddler, dealing with Two-Face. But in the DCEU, like the DC Universe movies, all he is just interacting with Justice League. So you don't see a Gordon, you don't see an Alfred, which is really upsetting for the people that I'm excited to talk about this. They just got, like, casted as Alfred, and they just got casted as Gordon. You think, like, this is kind of strange, but do you think that could work if Batman's just a crossover character?
If he was
and
just
then
that.
in one other movie he's by himself, like a different actor?
If he was just that, just making his cameos, just coming up every now and then, you know, I would be okay with that. We didn't learn a lot about him. We learned that he's fudged up, obviously. That's great. And then if they want to dive into a whole different storyline with a different Batman, I would very much like that, actually.
So this is the update. So this is coming from BatmanNews.com. I follow them. So the original story was... so apparently what happened was this article... Deadline, Variety, Hollywood Reporter are like your three big news reporters as far as these movies. So they said, this was the original one that Batman News says. As we learned earlier in the weeks, Warner Bros. Is developing films that will take place outside the universe. THR says the Batman is in a different universe and will star a new actor. The new line or possibly label will allow for making a movie that will stand apart and separate from those big budget temples. Matt Reeves' The Batman, for example, is intended not to be connected to the Justice League universe, but is set in a different time period and star another actor. So this was that, and now the update is The Hollywood Reporter has made a rare but huge blunder. They've updated their story with the following correction. An earlier version of the story said that Matt Reeves' The Batman was part of Warner Bros.' new label and would star a new Batman, a new actor as Batman, but it is unclear whether the project will fall. They've updated the story with the following correction. An earlier version of the story stated the Batman was part of the Warner Bros. New label. Let's see. This is live breaking news. It's so fun. Okay, so this is the way they retracted it. So literally this is the statement. An earlier version of this story stated Matt Reeves' The Batman was part of the Warner Bros. New label and would star new actors Batman, but it is unclear where the project will fall. So they're saying that it kind of sounds like they believe that's going to happen, but they're unclear. So there's either two things I think that happened here. Is one, when people sometimes get a scoop early, they're writing these articles, they're preparing them, and let's say there's going to be an official announcement by Warner Brothers. They'll call, hey, can you confirm this, yada, 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 and they might say no, and they'll sit on and wait. Or someone might have just accidentally put that in as fact, or someone might be writing this article in case that happens. Like, they do that all the time with, like, celebrities that have health scares. They'll write an article saying, like, oh, this is, like, let's say if, I don't know, like Tom Hanks. He's in good health right now, but if Tom Hanks all of a sudden got sick this week, it's known in news, they would write a bunch of stuff saying, hey, like, you know, this was his career, yada, yada, yada. So the second he passed away, it's what would they say? It's, oh, what is the word? It's like something to. It's kind of immoral. That's not the word I was looking for, but it is, and it's a little. Oh, damn! I had a great word. Don't you hate that? You have a great word. You're writing up a fucking article for school or something like that, and the word's gone. Either way, it's not. It's a little morbid. There it is. It's a little morbid that they're writing an article about someone dying, but it's so they can post it right away. That could be a thing where, like, hey, this might happen. Write up an article so if they announce this, we can just post it. So right now, that's really confusing that, like, this article popped up while we were live. So we're sorry, and, like, I think the video right now says Ben Affleck not starring in Batman. I'll take that down, I'll replace it, because that literally, we were sitting here, got a notification, and then 5 minutes later they said, oh wait, no, we didn't mean to put that. So that's really strange, but, so I'm trying to think of anything we capped on. I'm trying to think of, we talked about Harley Quinn and Joker, we talked about the Batman. Is there anything else you want to add as far as the universe? Because this is not over yet, because this was, like, they said sorry, but this was talked about yesterday that the Batman might not be in the same universe. So is there anything you want to add on that before we wind down, or?
You know, there's a lot to process. There's some confusing stuff. They're dropping, like, origin story for Joker, and then they're dropping
3 Jared Leto and Harley Quinn movies.
and then they're dropping Ben Affleck's not playing Batman, and they're dropping that Matt Reeves has his own Batman. Like, they need to just chill, and, you know, they need to sit down, because I think they're biting off a lot right now, more than they can chew. And
I'd love to be in those meetings to see all this discussed, you know?
Oh, I feel like they're just, like, spitting paper balls at each other and, like, throwing around, like, paper balls and everything.
Well, I think my perspective is that they were going down this one path where they started, but they want to go down another path, and they haven't decided which path to go to, so I think they're trying to do, like, the best of both worlds, and I think they're going to have to kind of, the expression, go shit or get off the pot, like, and that's the thing, so many of these movies we don't know, are they just rumor, is this actually going to happen? I hope we get some sort of clear information, and the same thing, too, is with this Hollywood Reporter article. So that interview came out. It happened on just a small podcast about Matt Reeves. The exact quote was, my Batman movie, Warner Brothers said it's a standalone and not in the universe. And people have said there's two ways you can take that. Either it's a standalone movie and he just meant it's not like a crossover with Superman or Wonder Woman, or you can take it as it is a solo thing and it's not in the DCU. The thing is, that popped up this morning. There's still not been a Warner Brothers or him come out and said, like, this is the clear thing, like, this is what's happening, you know? Like, even with Ben Affleck, whether you believe it or not, they still the next day were like, I love playing Batman, you know? Like, this is a great thing. Like, usually when this stuff happens, they kind of put the kibosh on it right away, and...
More news?
This is fucking ridiculous.
What do you got?
Okay, so now it's just saying that Deadline says the Joker Harley movie is actually just Gotham City Sirens and that David Ayer is no longer attached to direct. So you know what? This fucking episode is pointless. I'm gonna delete it. No, actually it's pretty good for bloopers. I'm gonna use it for the end of the year. So, okay. This makes a lot more... I'm about to read the article. This makes a lot more sense, doesn't it?
It makes so much more sense.
Yeah, we don't... like.
God.
They're not, like, super crazy. Okay, so this has actually been a fun one. This is, like, what it must feel like to be CNN during the election. It was like, what? Like, except we're much more unprofessional. Okay, so here's the update. Deadline was reporting that this movie is actually Gotham City Sirens and David Ayer is no longer attached to direct. Oh, he didn't even tell me anymore. That's just in the fucking headline. What's happening here?
Oh my god.
But, so, David Ayer was the guy who did Suicide Squad. So he is not... So that makes sense. So it sounds like he's out and then the crazy, stupid love people are in. So, honestly, I like that switch. I didn't love Suicide Squad, so I like that switch. And... I'm now more excited. See, now I'm more on board. I still don't think they have to both be in Squad 2 and this, but I could see Squad 2 being the kind of spin-off to this. You know, like I said, somehow that kind of sets it up. I still don't think... Maybe he can cameo. I don't think Jared Leto needs to be in this. Like, I've always thought Gotham City Sirens was going to be, like, Harley Quinn and the Sirens kind of on the run away from him, you know, kind of like this girls team, girls power versus like this maniacal thing, because maniacal bad guy. Because in the comics and animated show, there's many times where Poison Ivy is trying to get Harley away from Joker, like talks about like how he's a terrible person, like how you deserve better, like he's just this, he's a devil and she's not an angel, but like she kind of spins it that way, right? And I can see, to me, that's a perfect yin and yang of like, you have, it's almost like the abusive relationship where you have this abusive boyfriend, but you have the friends on the side saying like, you should leave him, you should be with this guy. That makes a lot more sense. I'm still interested to see how Squad 2 fits into this. Like, I think they need to clear these things up, but I feel that that was very cathartic. We went through a bunch of emotions really quick. And you know what, folks? That's why sometimes we did it for fun, but that's why sometimes it's great just to sit back and wait and do news. You know, that's what we usually do. But we're like, oh, we'll talk about this. They just announced it, but boom, all over the map.
No, it came full circle. That's how we started. Now
Yeah.
it just ended it perfectly for us.
We said we need. They can't be so many movies. No, they probably just were watching this. They're one of the people watching it. They're like, they're right. There can't be so many movies. Let's just say it's a Gotham City Sirens movie for now and shut them up. And then later on, we'll announce the Joker v Harley movie. So, wow, yeah. Greg in our live chat said, dude, what is going on? I don't know. There's a shitstorm going on in Deadline, Hollywood Reporter. Hopefully nothing else happened. But is that's there for you? Gotham? How do you feel playing then if it's... Because to me, when they say it's a Joker and Harley Quinn movie, I don't think Gotham City Sirens is that, though. I guess they're just maybe meaning that they're in it. But to me, like, Gotham City Sirens always felt to me like it was about the ladies teaming up. Like, I could see Joker as a villain. I could see it's a her and her team versus Joker, not a Harley and Joker movie. Do you think that's just the way they're wording it, or do you think...
I think it's the way they're wording it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who knows that?
Yeah, we don't know. It's DC.
To be honest, this doesn't look like this fault. This just looks like a lot of things got like lost in translation, as they say, and like a lot of headlines got mixed up. Literally, when we started this podcast, we had 3 Joker Harley Quinn movies and a solo Batman movie without Ben Affleck. Now we have none of those things. We only have 2, and then Ben Affleck's apparently still around for the foreseeable future. Let's see. You want to tell them where they can find us? I'm also just telling you to tell that so I can just take a look to see if there's anything else.
Double check.
Yeah.
You're getting your notifications every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a ride, ladies and gentlemen. Holy fudge. There's no surprise, or there's always surprises on the DC train. Oh my god. So yeah, if you want to find more information with your internet connection, you can go into your phone, go into In the search bar. DC's just got me rattled. I can't think properly. In the search bar, type in GeekVerse Space Podcast. And, you know, pop us off on your Facebook. Pop us in.
Off.
I mean, sorry.
Pop us off.
Pop us in. We're on Facebook, and there's tons of great stuff on there. Like this live stream.
Yeah, this is one for the record books, really. Like I said, this was all of that. Thank you very much for anybody that tuned in. Check out when we do record them. Those up soon, but yeah, you can go and get those on Patreon. Craig in the live chat last thing he said, that's sad. I hope they don't do that as a crossover character. Wait, that's kind of sad. I hope they don't do that as just a crossover character. He would be the Nick Fury of DC. Batman could work as that, but who knows? He could work as anything with the rate we're going. So hopefully we have something more concrete in the future. But thank you very much for tuning in. It definitely, if you watch stream like this, it'll not be boring. Thank you.